PowerRangers on your Radiant side. It's KotLGuy going to be playing your Phantom Assassins here at the top as he crosses the secret shop. J4 right behind playing that support Zeus. We got Sunico playing your Dazzle. Mid lane, it's going to be Ditya Ra playing that Viper. I haven't really seen Ditya play a whole lot of Viper in recent history, so that's a bit different. And Cheshire Cat's going to be playing your safe lane Clockwork, so potentially another aggro tri-lane here for PR.
I think Clockwork's a really key hero in this draft, so giving him guaranteed levels and even some guaranteed farm. If you put him in the off lane, he gets sacked and could get completely zoned out and have low impact. So I like the decision. They haven't got the most crazy strong offensive tri-lane, but it's more to help the Clockwork out. On the NaVi side, we'll have Havost on the Drow Ranger, while Dendy on his Invoker, Vengsker on the Vengeful Spirit, all lurk around the top lane. Funnick and off lane, the Puck, and finally Go Black on the Lich. So that's going to be the NaVi team down one game. Must win if they want to force a game 3.
And, just like last game, remember the first rune. This time we're not going to see immediate first blood, but J4 is going to pick up that big 100 rune, and also PR going to grab that rune on the bottom. The Clockwork going to get it.
He took quite a bit of damage to get it, but that's alright.
He's going to get a lot out of this bottom lane, too. I mean, he's only going to be going against Funnick, and though he might not get the most out of CS, he just wants the XP also. And normally Clockwork having to be stuck against a duel or try kind of a lane, he normally is kind of stuck in a rut as far as building up some CS or even XP. And I think Cheshire Cat's going to be able to get a lot out of this lane.
And he does pretty well against Puck, especially Puck who's boots first. So if Puck has like Null Talisman or something like that, this lane's a bit harder. If you can hit cogs on Funnick, he breaks even. But Funnick is going to be, his main job right now is to not get hit by the cogs. Although, as I say that, he walks into one, like the first isn't too bad. It's once you get hit by 2 or 3, that's when you kind of struggle to lane against. Well, no, it's not like so much to struggle to lane, but you can't really push him out of the lane because you have no threat to kill him when you have no mana. You need the mana to back up any kind of aggression.
So we'll tussle at it for now. Towards the, I want to say mid lane here, but at the same time top is kind of getting flirty here. But mid lane, it is going to be a duel, at least to start things out. Godblack, as we expected on that Lich, he's going to put in work with that early sacrifice and help Havost build up a strong mid lane presence here.
Top lane, Dendy being body blocked, J4 looking to keep Dendy in place here. They got the damage for this. It's just a level 1 PS, but another dagger soon. One more right click, Dendy goes down. First blood, PR. What a sick body block coming out of J4 Zeus there.
That was a good timing to make the jump. Unfortunately, Vanscar was off busy doing a side pull, and PR knew it was the time to pounce.
You just don't expect them to go for the first blood with a level 1 PA. Like, you normally wait for the Phantom Strike before you go for that kill, but PR say, nah, we can just do it the old-fashioned way. We'll just walk up and right-click you.
So with that, they're going to get a lot out of this aggro try they set up here. And Dendy being a bit opposed. Now Godblack looking to help out. He's getting some extra damage here. Going to force KotLGuy back. And he just needs a little bit of damage.
This is
troublesome.
Havost is not going to have fun mid now with Lich top.
Now Ditya's like, aha, this is my lane. Got to have some heavy right click here. Most has the creep still by his tower to work with here in the meantime, but Ditya now going to be able to really go out unleashed.
Lanes have definitely been won by PR, and we're just 2.5 minutes in. 2 of the lanes going really well. Bottom lane for Clock is average. He's getting out farm, but he's getting the XP here. Dendy again at top lane, taking a lot of damage. Is there a blink strike? You betcha. Bolt and a heal bomb. This is not a hero you want kind of having this experience. Like, you'd almost, I don't know if you, I mean, you don't want Drow or Invoker getting killed. You'd rather this is like the Puck or someone, but Invoker level 2 still.
This is rough, and he has to get the TP. I'm not sure if he purchased that one himself. Someone might have bought it.
He's not even close to his boots.
He has to come back. He's so far behind at this point. PR want to look to continue to punish him.
That 280 movement speed Invoker is struggle town.
So with that, we'll see if they can try to make a comeback kind of a play here. But yeah, with that, getting a lot done in the top lane. Ditya going to be able to crawl back. He's at 16-7 now, while Havost is at 6-0 on this Drow. It's a struggling mid lane for him. Bottom Clock's at 9-2. Funnick is getting a lot though, is 18-5, but like I said, Clock just wants to get some levels and get to his level 6. Yeah, he can really go on and tear in the other lanes.
I think this lane maybe not going as well as Clockwork went up before, but even so, it's not the biggest concern for PR. Giving Puck having a bit more fun than he should and Clockwork a little less is not a it's not going to hurt them as far as their strategy is concerned, I don't feel.
Bo still hasn't gotten a new CS yet. This is just how the struggle has been for him in this mid lane. He's still at 6-0.
And this is a 5-range lineup with Drow Aura. They're even going like double Wraithband on Havost early to give this tri lane a bunch of bonus damage. So this Navi tri lane, everyone's got a nice little extra bonus 10 damage, but they're not really able to convert that into kills or anything. They're playing super defensive even with basically free perma-Howl. They still can't fight tri lane versus tri lane.
It's hard. It's a hard life here for Navi in this early laning phase. They're second guessing the position they put up. This early laning phase in PR with the aggro lane once again has definitely put Navi in a position where they are again outside of their comfort zone, and that seems to be the weakness for now for Navi. And we'll see if PR can kind of keep up this momentum, because they're getting a lot out of it now. Maybe making a move. Shotkill could be in trouble here. There's the nuke and the wave. Is going to get healed up here. Does Dazzle have a grave? He does not. Sidesteps out and away from the Sunstrike. PA's going to live. Be able to walk right away from this.
That's important that they don't give anything to Navi. And you can see Navi, they are starting to be able to fight a little bit better. Sashko's going to go back in, hoping for a heal, but it's on cooldown for now. Sashko low on HP, 40. As Saniko himself also getting down nice and low. The minus armor from the Forward Spirits combined with the right-click damage that the Drow Aura is amplifying is... Oh, we're seeing the power of the Navi draft now in this trial lane.
Yeah. Both lanes just getting in a serious tussle right here. Happy to kind of just throw punches and hopefully one of them connects on the chin. A good grab
I think Dendy's realized, like, okay, this isn't about playing fancy, going for the Sunstrike snipes. You just need some Forward Spirit's Cold Snap. You go for your basic. You're in a tri lane. The Cold Snap is actually pretty nice, even if it doesn't do damage. It's a nice kind of constant mini-stun coming out.
Yeah, all you really need is a good magic missile to set things up, and all the raw damage coming out with the wave on top is certainly more than enough. With Glowback also certainly helps.
Bottom lane, there is going to be a tussle over the rune here. Funny, all the way from the Clockwork, and both Hookshot and the coil were used here, and the rune does go the way of Funnick, who will TP himself to the bottom tier 1. He got the rune, so he's going to be able to heal himself back up, and Clockwork, he's going to have to be careful here. Funnick's on the prowl.
He's moving forward here, and he already popped his wand without much. Funnick, he's going to make the jump, or not going to connect. Sharkat will pop his cogs and try to run away from the auto attacks. It's actually going to force out a rotation here. Dazzle, but it's not going to matter. That last auto attack will connect, and even a overexerted
Drow Aura giving plus 21 base damage.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this like, oh, it wasn't a good, it was a bad cogs. He kind of messed up the cogs there, but I'm like, hey, he's still fine. But I'm like, wait a second, this puck right-clicks super hard with Drow Aura.
Something that maybe even PR might be underestimating. Raw right-click power coming out.
Drow hitting level 6 makes a big difference, because that went, the marksmanship went from plus 10 damage to everyone to like plus 21 now. So level 6 Drow, really nice for Navi. Now I think this tri lane versus tri lane is maybe a bit of a semi-lost cause for PR, unless they can just out-execute Navi in it.
Yeah. We'll see here. Things relatively slow. 2-2 here. Pushing past the 7-minute mark. It's really early to look, but game relatively even as far as the net worth goes. King CS right now belongs to Ditya here in the mid lane, being 39 and 21 now. And also the net worth. He's finding a lot. This Viper is just going to kind of play it slow here in the early game, building up that farm, building up that XP, and then...
It's going Midas. I don't know if this is the item in a game like this. I think against this kind of a Navi draft, you need to tank up as soon as possible.
But wait on the mechanism for now, it seems. Maybe hoping that the Dazzle is going to contribute enough for the heal in the early game.
I think at this, like, if you go mech on Viper, you want that fast 9-10 minute mech. If you're going to go Midas, I don't think it's worth going back for the mech.
So you think he's going to just push on 4, maybe go for the Ags right thereafter?
Straight Ag Scepter into, like, Mantis, Axe Manta, or Halberd's pretty good against the right-click damage, but I think Mantis does really nice this game with an Ag Scepter.
We'll see here.
Sashko's PA is lurking around mid.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that they swapped. I was anticipating that Ditya was going to be playing that PA. It's a hero he's played plenty of times before. They decided to change things up here for game number 2, and they put him on the Viper and in the mid lane. So worked at the start, found good CS here, but slowly Navi benefiting from that aura, finding a kill here and there, and they've crawled their way to at least even things up for now. But now bottom lane, Shotkill does make his appearance here with Dazzle, and they'll just find their own farm here. after.
Havos is playing really smart right now. He's in the jungle, farming in all these safe places. ChetChat's rotating around the map, was positioned near the Ancients, looking for like a hook shot mid, but Havos hasn't been mid lane in some time, and mid lane has been a death trap for the last 2 minutes, so Havos' map awareness is helping out NaVi a lot this game.
For sure they're also very familiar with what the Clockwork is and what the Clockwork does, and they're gonna know that he's got that level where he's gonna be looking for those hook shots, and we'll just play it extra safe, stay away from the lane, stay away from view, keep them guessing as far as what the hell's happening here. Dendy's gonna finish out the Midas here, so Midas gaming coming together for both teams right now. I want to try to add a little bit more potency to the late game.
Yep. And Rocket Flare is going to be scouting out Roshan constantly, but for NaVi, it's just like your opponents are going to be constantly worried and kind of scared that you're roaching. And well, Viper with the Midas definitely not in a position to really contest Roshan.
PA might be in trouble bottom lane. Yeah, they're going to make the jump in, coil, and even a chain right in your face. Godblack grabs that kill with the chain. PA goes down. Big grab right there for NaVi.
Yeah. Lich picking up most of the money for that one here, and they're going to kind of swoop a little bit into the enemy jungle, but I think everyone apart from Funnick needs to be very careful not to get caught out. Funnick is a bit more elusive.
Funnick's getting pretty close to his Blink Dagger too. It's 1,300 gold. And
alright, here we go.
Be able to pick it up, but now PA's back here. And it looks like NaVi have already spread out from this bottom lane. They got their one kill, and they're going to move on elsewhere, it looks like.
Havos just going full jungle. Plus 37 damage now for everyone. The rest of his team can just go kind of fight and gank and do their thing. Very hard to play against this bonus damage.
Yeah, you can't really fight into it. It doesn't look like PR are really ready to kind of come together and force something in a push on their side. They're just kind of make do with what they got. You continue to farm out this mid lane, and J4 just kind of soaking XP here at the top. Zeus is level 4 still, trying to push towards level 5, but he's obviously not going to show himself in lane. There's really not much he can do.
Yeah.
So
everyone on the Radiant side is just so squishy. No one, like the Clockwork's the tankiest on like 950, but like a Viper on 870 HP just feels criminal. 11 minutes in, normally you're looking at like 1200 HP Vipers with a mech, or at least like an Ogre Club to work on a BKB with treads, and only now he's got treads coming out, so it just means PR are playing very safe and defensive. PA, similar thing at bottom lane. Only has 1 point in the blur, which is partly because he's under-leveled, but these right clicks, even from support heroes, are going to cause him problems.
It's pretty apparent here PR are not looking, just based on their body language and the fact that they itemized going with the Midas early, that they would not look to engage in any sort of team fight. They would just wait. Love to wait this one out, but you're waiting against a team that has this drought, continues to farm up very nicely. I don't know if that's going to be the best tactic for them. We'll have to wait to see a haste here at the bottom here for it.
Just a matter of time before NaVi just decides to go heroes. Go back mid, we'll get the chain throw stop. He got hooked into ChetChat may go down some RNG, doesn't need the extra bounce. 1-for-1 trade to start things off here, and Lich is pretty happy with that one. Dicha Ra now, while he has not got the HP he needs, does get a grave out, and Funnick needs a phase shift. Dicha Ra going for the TP, gets stunned and brought down. Dendy even rotating in for this one. 2 for 2 now, with Viper and KotLGuy on the PR side. NaVi going to have a Havos get blink striked up. Swap out from bank score. Is there a stun? You betcha. Havos going to turn. Can't get the right click slow. Finally does in the second hit. No evasion on that one. And J4 going to be brought down by Dendy and bank score. With Drow still alive, the right clicks from just these two heroes is still very ferocious.
Sure, J4 wishes he was level 6 on his Zeus. He's very, very close, but will not be able to contribute with that big Thunder God's Wrath, and it's been a struggling game for his support Zeus play. And well, hopefully looking to bounce back. It's good rotation play coming out from NaVi, and a setup from Funnick right there. Certainly makes play, and that all started with Clockwork thinking he has an easy pick on that Lich, but Godblack just tosses out the chain and it forces them to spread, and next thing you know they lose that Clockwork and they lose the fight.
Well, PR, they had that good start to the trailing, but you get the good start and then you kind of lose it, and suddenly NaVi are getting much more high value kills and in a position where they can just, they haven't even taken a single tower yet, and once they get strong enough that they can take objectives, towers will drop very fast.
Let's see when that time is going to be. We have a lot of PR now moved towards this mid lane, while NaVi are mostly congregated along the northern side. Havos just continues, man. He's been jungling. A jungling Drow. Pretty much for the past 5, 6, 7 minutes or
Yeah.
so.
He's not going to show himself anywhere. He's about to hit level 11 too, so his bonus damage is going to keep on increasing.
Dendy
And the
put together his own
paranoia about
force.
Roshan is real, as PR going to keep throwing rocket flares there. And NaVi's like, yeah, we're not roaching yet. We'll roach in due time.
Goblet there. I'm curious where Ditya is going to go. We're calling out Manta potentially, Agnes is something else. 1,400 gold here, putting together that Midas, but love to build up a little bit of something extra that you like to see out of your Viper at this point already into the game. On top of that Midas, but J4 as well. Does get his level 6, so hey, your Zeus now has a little bit of that global value to add to the game. Is it too late at this point? 14 minutes in, NaVi are beginning to swell up a bit that maybe that one level ultimate of Zeus is not going to be enough.
Well, for NaVi, they've got Dendy's first mobility out in the 4-staff online now, and this is just going to be rough. And so many of these heroes just won't stand a chance of staying alive. There's tons of magic damage. It's not just... It's magic damage as well as the physical damage now. Everyone's does insane right-click damage, but then you've got the Chain Frost, you've got the Dendy nuke combo, which he's got just Sunstrikes for now, but...
Phonic going on top lane, just
Dunzo.
walks up to Zeus, drops the coil, and
Oh, man.
takes him apart. Easy solo grab for him. He's yet to purchase the Blink Dagger. Didn't even need it, but we'll grab it right here.
Alright. Bottom river now. Shashglow is invis, and considering it going the Lich, but there's the Frost Ice Armor, that's not exactly an easy kill. Gets one Frost Blast off, drops a Sentry Ward, and here comes backup, so it's a blink to the high ground for your Phantom Assassin.
And there you can kind of see how the game's gone. It's them trying to get a quick pick off on the support Godlike, and it can't happen. Meanwhile, just before that, Phonic gets an easy takedown, the J4 support. So it's very apparent that NaVi have taken control of the game up to this point, 16 minutes in. Only 3K as far as net worth, nearly 5K for XP. Got to be feeling pretty good about this one, especially after their devastating loss in the previous game.
Well, bottom lane, Phonic going in for a kill on the Dazzle, doesn't get it. He needed the Sunstrike to land, which did not happen.
We'll see here as they have to pull back, continue to farm to try to contest this power that NaVi continues to bring forward. And they know somewhere on this Dota world, Havos is farming somewhere. He hasn't really been revealing himself, but he's continuing to bring in some serious income. You don't really know where the opportunity is for Havos to really come out from the shadows, but it's got to be something that's on their mind. Is NaVi get a lot done with the other 4 moving around, especially someone like Phonic, and finding opportunities to go for pickoffs from top to bottom here.
Yeah, and just that added, I mean, an extra bit of damage from the Jowl just gives him that little bit more solo kill potential that we're seeing a few times come into play. For NaVi, they're just happy to farm their side of the map. No intent to really group up and push. They don't really want to go for a 5v5 team fight necessarily, because that's where their squishiness may kind of show. But they will react if PR get aggressive on them. Puck's going to blink out from some Phantom Strike aggression, and they're just going to keep farming their jungle. NaVi just happy to do their thing right now. This game's kind of playing out at a pace that definitely suits the Ukrainian squad.
Yeah. PR, who are usually the aggressors in their play style, kind of nipped right now. They have to wait a bit. They just don't have enough ammunition. You can have a Tommy gun, but if you have no bullets to work with, it's not really any sort of point. But there we go.
We've seen this one before. Here's a Chain Frost setup. He doesn't. There we go. Bounces to the low ground though. Oh no. Doesn't get the bounce he was hoping for. Phonic now going to blink in. It's a haste the clockwork, but it will get stunned by the coil. 1 or 2 right clicks. That finishes him off even with the haste. Now Sasco just the 1 point in blur. Makes things tricky for him, but it's a dead vengeful spirit post swap, and Sasco going to survive. So not a bad fight for PR. Phonic, he's not done. Going to get slowed down by the Viper, Orborn through, and TP himself home.
Not a bad fight for PR, but of course that's NaVi doing it with the only couple of people that are around, and Havos obviously just not getting involved with the fights just yet. He's finding his own farm elsewhere. Pretty much a 180 from his playstyle in the previous game, but he's finding his farm. Got the Yasha, Ogre Club and Stash. Imagine this could be a Saint and Yasha build together, or maybe the early BKB, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. And a very unfortunate chain frost there. I guess he's had some nice one, the one good one earlier, but bouncing to the Viper, who was nicely sidestepped away from any teammates. Well, NaVi going to be going the Necrobook build on Dendi, who does have his Necro 1 up already. Park, okay. Gotta keep an eye on Funnick. He's tempo controlling all over the place.
He's really just kind of finding any sort of kill he wants. I mean, that's what you do, whether it's your Brew, your Storm Spirit, or your Puck. You got one prized Drow on your team who wants to continue to farm it on up. And well, I say that, now they're smoking as a group. This is a Roche smoke, I'd imagine, here. With that pick off on Zeus, I think they want to move in there and get it done quick.
They can do this very quickly. Thanks for just the 1 point in wave of terror, though, so... And Rocket Flare comes in, so they'll wait for the Rocket Flare to expire and then probably just unleash what damage they have. They take the kill. I think they really want Roshan now. I think they're at a stage where like they could get this Dazzle kill, but Roshan's a much bigger strategic
Zeus calms down from the heavens.
Serious long range damage.
No damage though, but the weave going to be caught here. Nico from the outside. Oh no, I think he'll be caught. Yet he will swap back. Roche +1 right there with the Dazzle grab.
You see how low everyone gets, you're like, oh, it's so tempting to go in with like 2 heroes on like a couple hundred HP, but not worth it in the end. And KotLGuy gonna miss a hook shot. Meanwhile, PA at top, he's battling it out with Funnick. The Sunstrike from Dendi comes in to secure that kill. KotLGuy, unfortunately, missing the hook there at the bottom river.
We'll see here, NaVi. Really strong fight here. Game number 2, they secure the Roche and a couple of kills themselves, even taking down that prized PA. Allows them to beautifully segue down this mid lane. This tier 1 objective. Forge Spirit's already out and at the ready. They're in prime position right here to start taking it to the PR side. And PR have to really second guess what it's going to be. There's your Agnem Scepter. It's going to be complete now with Dinyaraz Viper. Let's see how much use he can get out of it here. He's more single target focused, and NaVi have put together a pretty respectable team fight, so we'll see how potent it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a little annoying, but for NaVi, it still feels like they can just somewhat farm and out-farm PR for the time being. It's actually, strangely, PR the one go for a tower, despite NaVi having the Aegis on her boss. I guess they saw the Puck at bottom lane having TP'd there and completely out of mana. Puck cannot offer anything to this fight. So NaVi, even though they've got an Aegis, it's still essentially a 4v5 right now. Yeah. I guess with her boss having 2 lives, though, is the one nice thing, but it's not really the right time for NaVi to take the fight if they decide.
It's a smart call, absolutely. So PR walk away, they don't get the fight they were maybe looking to try to take advantage of. Instead, they'll just have to take the tier 1 and walk away for now. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Funnick is creeping here on J4. Doesn't have the most mana to work with.
Should be able to get this tower. Has 150 damage.
Doesn't even need to do that. Sunstrike, and he moves in. Doesn't even have to finish him off here. Only needs one
doesn't
more
even have mana for an orb. Doesn't need it, perhaps?
One more auto attack. Oh, ow. Damn you, creeps. Blocking me in.
I'm not sure. I guess he was worried about Zeus comboing him with a pulse ulti, so he phase shifted.
Well, but J4 gets to live on. Tail to tail. He has to walk all the way back to base, unfortunately, and they do get that tower thanks to that catapult, so not too worried about it, I guess.
Not going for the Sunstrike. I was like, come on, let's see the Sunstrike. Not happening.
Top lane, it looks like PA's trying to make a push happen right here. Tower brought pretty dang low, but not going to commit to taking it down any lower and risk having it denied. Plus NaVi, a lot of them missing from the map here. You can see that they're rotating towards this mid lane. PR just a bit concerned because they have this Clockwork illusion to kind of scout things out, so they now know what's going on, but looks like NaVi are going to make a second go here. They want to put that just to use, and they would love to be able to take a fight, take a tower, something. It's going to happen in the mid lane.
Got Puck this time. Puck will probably burst someone to the Dagon. The problem is there is a grave, so you're going to try to burst someone down before the grave comes into play. And NaVi getting on the back foot now. Got to be careful of that hook shot. It's going to miss them from the high ground. Oh, Zeus ultimate going to come out, and that's actually a kill onto the Aegis of Havas, so... Small win for PR. They also hold their T1 tower. Not a pretty decent fight. I mean, these fights are going very, somewhat strangely PR favored.
I think I almost would have died to the rocket that flew up from Clockwork when he was forced that away. And after that, they just popped out the Zeus ultimate. So his Aegis does drop, and they get no tower, no big team fight. So PR kind of holds strong right there. NaVi not really able quite yet to follow through with the objectives. Kind of want to favor a little bit more of a reserved gameplay for now.
PR's lineup just has so much sustain. It's hard for NaVi. Like NaVi, they cannot commit to kills because you're never really guaranteed to get the kills. There's a Grave, there's a really tanky Viper. PA is pretty durable, even just with the 1 point in Blur, has 1200 HP. KotLGuy, similar thing, 1200 HP. They're all just fairly durable, and the bigger thing is the Dazzle sitting back. So if you go in for a kill and you don't get it because of a Grave, suddenly you're in over your head, and you, apart from a puck, the other 4 heroes don't really have escapes. They don't really have any kind of survivability as well. So the other line is just a lot more sustainable, and that kind of is where it's hard for NaVi to take fights right now.
Moving up this bottom lane, ShotsGlow and his tomato friend here, adding that little bit extra swiftness aura. With your PA, you'd love to get the little bit extra attacks for that hopeful RNG factor, but a little push and wait and see if maybe they can bait something out here. And they could bait something. Sunstrike comes, not going to do a whole lot of damage, but J4 is waiting for them to make a jump in.
I think Top has gone for a Dagon build this game.
Yeah. No Yules, he wants that burst. Well, Zeus isn't going to like that. Yeah. He gets caught out again from Funnick. I don't think he's going to be able
Funnick's
to get
been
away.
all about the solo kills, and even in a team fight, if you want to go on a target and try to kill them before Grave comes out, having a Dagon definitely helps. And this is one game where the mech Gearbox just now picked up is actually pretty important to try and make up for the squishiness of your draft.
They weave up and smoke. That was an early weave. They want to make sure when they get in the fight, the weave is at its max potential, but they're not going to find it anymore. NaVi have already pulled back.
Maybe thinking they can contest. There's no Ancients up right now. If they go there in 20 seconds, I mean, in theory, NaVi is just going to keep on farming Ancients. That's been the NaVi playstyle, to sit back, go for the farm, but mid lane is where PR want to go.
Looking forward, they do manage to catch up with Godlike there. There's a jump in, but he gets swapped out from Vincere. It's fine for now. Treadshark cat forces to pop the Blade Mail. The Chain Frost will be able to pop and connect with Funnick, and it's 2 with the coil on the high ground. Meanwhile, back and behind, PA doesn't get dropped. And now Funnick, heavy burst, but the ship going to save him for now. J4, Shallow Graves there, but he knows that it's inevitable that he will be dropped. Didn't get raw as well. It's going to get bursted down from that Dagon, but that is also huge damage onto Funnick. It's still, though, a 4-for-1 trade. Big favoritism right there for NaVi.
Well, that's how I expected the fights to go earlier when NaVi had Aegis and stuff. Just like the damage output they offer should just shred through PR. And PR there, like they got a decent initiation off, but if NaVi use what defensive spells they have to swap in the full stuff correctly, getting kills for PR is tricky. Even if they have the better survivability in a fight, they just don't have the ability to finish off kills too easily.
With that, NaVi can waltz themselves through the laning progression, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to fall through with a whole lot already. Most PR back and alive. They'll just kind of take their victory and take their bit of farm on the way out, but NaVi is still in strong control of this one. The most with BKB and Manta already complete. He's got 1,500 gold invested towards his next item here, and your Drow is coming online pretty dang quick.
Yeah, him and Dendy both very big, and to me the biggest worry is the PR, the Phantom Assassin, who is very little farm, 7k net worth, not even reach yet, and just trying to scrape together a BKB. ShotsGlow is just playing catch-up mode the entire game.
Both Dendy and Devos like double the net worth.
Yeah,
and ShotsGlow's PA at this point. Rough stuff here. They'll try
all
their
that's
best
there
though.
is maybe like the rubber band kills going PA's way. PA needs to just end some streaks and get some kills in fights, and right now it doesn't look like PR are finding too many kills.
Yeah, easier said than done. Even with Clockwork trying to make a jump in, he's tussling and he gets blown up top lane. Funnick just hops in, Dagon burst coil, and your Clockwork. Another solo grab. Funnick has been a real hitman this game, finding all sorts of pickoffs. He is now 4-2 on this puck.
Even leveling up the Dagon this game. And no real, it doesn't need a defensive Yules or anything like that. There's no, they don't desperately need a sheep stick or anything, so I think the Dagon's perfectly good choice right now for them. And NaVi going to just 3-hero Roshan. They don't even have the Drow Ranger this time. There's just PR in full defensive mode.
Especially after dropping Clockwork, where they can take a fight if there was even the thought of PR trying to contest it. But it's already brought down so dang quick. Thank you very much, minus armor plus Necro Book. Now,
I'll still pick it up, and he's going to be going for that MKB. So by the time PA gets any sort of items like the BKB, there's an MKB on your Drow Ranger, and Drow Ranger will just destroy the PA with right clicks and fights.
Yeah, this is, and you got to consider Necro Book's also getting a nice little buff. So,
Yep.
nice siege power coming here as NaVi know that they are a lot more comfortable in these skirmishes. They control the pace. I say that though with PR, they find a nice little side objective. They finally managed to take down that tier 1 in the top lane, just their second tower of the game, but they'll take whatever scraps they can get, especially for their PA to be able to farm it on up. Zeus pops out the ultimate to get that bit of intel. They scout out Dendi in their jungle, but they're all mostly on the bottom half of the map here, so they have definitely some wiggle room to work with up here if they want to kind of take away some of that jungle farm, but NaVi are slowly poking at this mid-tier 2 tower.
I think they can just go high ground after this. They can just poke from the low ground. Like, sure, you've got that uphill miss, but Drow is right-clicking for 400 damage with the Vengeance Aura.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, this is a problem. You've got Aegis, you've got BKB. They're going to go in with a coil and dead PA.
Yeah.
Has got buyback, so at this stage you want that BKB. If you're using buyback to, I mean, you're buyback into what? How do you even fight NaVi's
Watch this
lineup right
damage.
now?
Phobos alacrity'd up also. This is going to get ugly. PR, if they lose this fight, they're just going to lose the racks.
Oh, a nice advantage dodge on the Viper strike even.
Look at that.
NaVi moving everything right.
Disgusting.
That's some serious damage. Longshot goes in, they catch the backline with the clockwork, but Lich will go down. I don't think he really minds too much. Meanwhile, the main score also dying. Buybacks galore from PR. They've lost 4 with 2 of those 4 dying back. So Nico gets torn apart by Havos. 3 alive, and Havos with Aegis could look to turn and fight with Dendi. It's the Dendi plus Havos duo who have taken the melee racks and are happy to walk off with their spoils.
Nice little triple kill right there for Havos. Double kill for Funnick. And even with PR trying to pull out buybacks and any sort of defense, they can't stop the assault that came their way, and they lose their tier 3 and their melee racks. NaVi walk away. This is looking very similar to our previous series. It was Team Tinker who had the number of Alliance in game number 1. The Alliance came back in game number 2 and just was a whole new team. Really dominated in both 2 and 3. We could see a repeat of that here with NaVi. They're certainly doing serious work here. 21-9 network. It's going to be scary to look at. Oh my goodness. 20k plus in their favor after all that tower takedown. XP about the same. And my oh my. Got to dig deep if you're PR. Really deep.
If your PA was where Viper was on like 12k net worth, I'd say, okay, you're behind, but your PA can at least fight and do some damage and do something. But right now, this PA, even when PA finishes BKB, this game to me looks like we're pretty much at that it's over point. The items in the farm for NaVi is just too out of control.
World record throws. Let's see. The rubber band.
Well, Havos has played ultra safe this game. He has been flawless on this Drow Ranger. Not a single death to his name. Yeah. I mean, I would say it's been definitely the pick of this draft, and also just Havos, the way he's played and positioned himself, has been probably the MVP for this game.
Yeah, he went back out. It was like it's a completely different player. Just plays the mid lane, which is already something we don't see a whole lot of, and then plays the jungle.
He just knew that he needed to fall back to the jungle. Mid lane, I catch the very end of a Dagon 5 kill from Funny.
It probably didn't take long. It was probably a jump in, the orb damage plus the dagger was all to take down the flimsy little boost. So
let's take another lane, say NaVi. They've got Aegis for another 30 seconds, and that's all they're going to need to get this entire set of racks probably at bottom lane with the damage output they have.
I like this. Goblak puts out his ice armor, plus the medallion, the positive medallion, mind you, that was added recently, and Havos has so much armor. Funnick still clearing house from behind enemy lines, takes down the clockwork, going to be dropped, so the initiation gone from PR. That's a spicy meatball on top of Dityara's head, but he saved him for now. That's it. GG going to be called. It's NaVi coming out looking dominating as ever here in game number 2.
Holy moly. That damage throughout. When you see that vent puck opening, you just go back to it. Maybe needed to ban that Jar Ranger out, or at least... I mean, they had some plan. They definitely had heroes that could look to... like, just kind of break the gap, actually fight into NaVi. But the offensive trailing, they got the first 2 kills onto the Invoker, but then they actually lost that trailing versus trailing top. Despite getting the 2 first kills,